guys, it's Bobby with BC Designs, and I have another cute card I'm going to share with you guys today. And it again is using this super cute jar of joy. This is my featured product of the week, and product spotlight, I should say, is what I've been calling it. But it's just super cute. I don't finish the inside of my cards unless I plan on sending it to somebody, so I just leave it blank, and then sometimes I even don't write on it. I just put it write on a post-it note, so that way if the person wants to resend the card, they can. So our card base is thick basic white, and it is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I have 2 strips of DSP, and these are 3/4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to put those on the sides. I have a strip of basic white that is about a 1/2 inch by 4. That's what we're going to do the sentiment on. And then I just wanted to share with you the paper I'm using is from the Timeless Plaid 6x6 Designer Series paper. Super cute. It really coordinates well with that storybook Friends, I believe is the name of it. Really cute paper. And I have not used it, so I wanted to use it. And then I have a piece of basic white that I embossed using the Plaid 3D embossing folder. I'm trying to pick it up over here off to my side. So it's this embossing folder. And this piece is 3 by 5 1/4, in case I didn't say that. And then I used Misty Moonlight, and I used the Everyday Arches, and I used the 5th one from the small. So just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I used that one to die cut this out. And then we just need some basic white for our stamping. And I'm gonna, if you can't tell, I'm gonna use this piece to punch the little top out for our jar. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I just went ahead and adhered my pieces down. I just kind of put them on there. But the one thing I do want to check before I glue anything down is because we all don't cut at the same length every single time. So I do want to make sure, and as you can see, my white is shorter just a little bit than my DSP, and that was the case on the card that I just showed you. So all I did was something like this, and then I just took my snips and kind of snipped it off, being careful not to get my white piece. And then we're going to do the same thing on this piece. I don't know if it shrinks when I emboss it. It's funny, but it is a little bit shorter. So then we'll try that again, and I did not cut that straight at all. Let's kind of even that guy up just a bit. Hopefully I didn't take too much off of him. So we'll just kind of put that there, and that one there, and we're just going to make sure that they're the same length as my white, or pretty close to the same length, just so it doesn't look goofy. So let's just see. Need to move that one over a little bit, I think. Yep, I think that's going to work. So we'll just go ahead and put these 2 pieces down. And you can use your liquid glue, a little piece of that paper in there, if you want to have time to adjust, or you can use your seal, whichever you feel the most comfortable with. But I'm just going to try to make sure that I'm putting it down as straight as possible, and also that I'm watching my borders when I put this other piece down. We want to kind of keep the same amount on all of the sides. They want to be the same height and length, all that kind of good stuff. So that looks pretty good. Now this piece I'm going to pop up with dimensionals. So let me grab them. And before we put that down, we're going to wrap our ribbon around it. The dimensionals on the back, just make sure I have them all pushed down. And then my ribbon, I know it's over here, I brought it over here. It has just disappeared on me. Well, I know I brought it over here because I saw it. There it is, laying right in front of me, you guys. So I'm using the silver edged ribbon, and we're just going to wrap it around. I hate that when something is laying right in front of you and you're looking for it. And we're just going to pull this around so I have a little bit, I need a little bit extra to work with to tie a cute little bow. And it doesn't matter which side your bow's on, just whichever side you want it to be on. I do like to try to make these as the same length if I can. I feel like I'm all thumbs. Every time I turn the video on to record, I feel like my brain leaves my body and I become all thumbs. When it's just me and I'm not recording, I don't struggle at all, you guys. Just when I'm trying to do something for you guys. I think anybody out there that does videos can relate, and that piece had to just not work, didn't it? Okay, let's readjust. We're gonna get this. Okay, try it one more time before results in me having to cut a longer piece. I hope that doesn't happen. I hate wasting. It'll probably work this time because I noticed my ribbon just twisted. What'd I tell you? But the twist came out, so that's good. And then I'm just going to kind of pull on these ends because I want my bow to be kind of small. So that's good. And let me just clean up the ends. I like to make them a little bit pointed. Okay, and then we'll pop this down on there, and then we'll get to our stamping. One more. Okay. And then I just kind of held it and lined it up at the bottom and the top and tried to make sure I had the same spacing on each side for my DSP. And then now we can start our stamping. Okay, guys, let's bring in our basic white. Let me put the lid on this. And we're just going to use Memento and stamp the jar. And then I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. And, well, I should have did this snowman. Let's go ahead and jump back in and bring him in here. We're just going to stamp him right towards the bottom, just like that. Okay. And then we'll do the Misty Moonlight and the snowflakes. Let me see if I have, let me grab a scrap piece of paper. I normally have one over here, but it looks like I don't today. And I just stamped off because I didn't want it too dark. And on the other one, I stamped just all over, and it even got on top of the image of the snowman. And I'm not very happy that I did it that way, so I'm not going to do it that way on this one. Maybe a little bit right there is okay, but I didn't want it on his body and on his face. Okay, and then let's go ahead, stamp the sentiment. All right, we have Misty Moonlight open, and we're just going to stamp that right in the center. And you could cut this a little bit longer if you wanted to. It just was a piece that I actually had left over. Bannering the ends is kind of tight. I'm not going to lie, I need to do the scarf and everything. I forgot about that. Let's ink that up. And then again, please forgive me. I don't want to put my head in the camera, and hopefully, perfect. I can't believe I did that good. Woo. It's been a long day. I just thought that was going to be so off. It looked like it might be. Okay, and now I'm going to bring in an oldie but a goodie that I haven't used in a while, our watercolor pencils. And I'm going to use Balmy Blue, and then I'm going to use my light Peach Pie and my light Balmy Blue, and then we're going to use our blender pen, which I haven't used again in a while. But I just kind of created a little bit of snow, just added over those lines and kind of brought it down and then up that way. Kind of like that, just to make a little bit of, just to be a little extra. And then I just wanted a very light, I didn't want like pumpkin pie, I wanted a very light nose for him. And then I just went over his face, went over the whole body actually. And it doesn't matter how ugly your coloring is. And you know, I could have used my Stampin' Blends, but I haven't used this in a while. The only thing about this is we want to make sure we have a clean tip, so just always kind of clean it off before you start. Honestly had totally forgot about these, and when I went to that retreat in Michigan, somebody that was there that did a card swap, it was the shoebox swap we did, one of their cards we had to do that, use this in the watercolor pencils, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about those guys. I need to pull those out when I get home. Okay, let's go ahead, stamp this guy out. Just like that. And then get my little pieces out of the way if I can pick them up. Oops, sorry about that if that moved the camera. And then I'm just going to stamp again my lid. I thought that was cute. I'll throw that piece away. And it doesn't use that much of your DSP when you use that, so don't be stingy. And again, I'm just going to put a little layer of green glue. Pick that up and just kind of adhere it as straight as you can on there. And I'm just going to flip it that way so it doesn't stick. And then hopefully I have enough room to banner my ends. So we'll just do that one and that one. Plenty of room. Don't know what I was worried about. Okay, now, where did my arch go that I had cut out? I know I had it over here because I showed it to you guys. There it is, trying to get away from me. I don't have fingernails anymore since I clipped them, so it's kind of hard to pick anything up. This I'm not going to pop up with dimensionals because I want to pop up the snowman. So we'll just put a little bit of adhesive on this. Put it towards the bottom like that. And then, whoops, put some dimensionals on the back. Whoops. And then we'll flip this guy over and put a few on the back of it. Okay. Let's just make sure we have all those down. If I can peel them off with no fingernails. Okay. And then we'll just put this right in the center. Peel these guys off. Oops. I have that green glue on my finger now and everything is sticking. Does not want to leave. Does not want to go away. And I just put that straight on the top like that. And then I added some of these Hues of Blues flowers. We used these in my last monthly card club for our projects. And I decided to use the white, but on this card, I just want to use these darker blues just to see what that looks like. Okay, and of course it's going to stick to my finger. I'm just trying to see where I put them all at. Instead of putting one there, I think I'll put it in there. And then we'll put a larger one. Let's put it up here on the white. And then we'll grab another smaller one and we'll put it in here like that. That is super cute. So let me show you. This is the one with the white, and that is the one with the blues. Super cute and easy card. I like how it turned out. I do want to show you guys really quickly in the other video I did, I think it was on Monday, or it might have even been last week's. I said I was going to share with you and show you my monthly card club projects, and I forgot because I had technical difficulties in that video, as normal. But this is the one of the cards that you'll make if you decide to join my monthly card club. My instructions are on the back. So that one opens like that. And then this one I absolutely love. It's a fun fold. You can see, absolutely love that one. And I'll show you here in just a minute. I'm using the Delicate Pines. So that one finished on the inside. I'm using the Delicate Pines bundle this month. And I have started doing a promotion. So it's this stamp set, and look at all of these dies you get. You can add the bundle on, and when you add it on, you'll save about 17% because I pay for the tax and the shipping and handling, and then I just put it in your card packet when I mail them out at the end of the month. The normal rate for the subscription for my monthly card club is $43, but if you don't want to commit, you want to try it out first, you can sign up for a 1-month trial period, and that is $45. It's a little bit more, but if you're interested and you want to see what my club's all about, that's the way to do it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week in another video. Bye-bye.